artist Seak Claus Winkler. I'm filming myself, obviously. This video is an art performance and art video and an art piece. And if I'm looking like this, you feel I'm not happy with myself because I'm still overweight and yeah, but I'm on a okay path. Good path, I don't know, on an okay path. Yeah, and here we are with the paintings. So I'm working on these paintings from two sides, I must say, since 2010. Some older, because I've built the canvases in probably 2007 or 8 or even earlier, and I don't know earlier, but yeah, there's also some here from like 2005 or so, 2002, 3, and then I'm painting them from two sides. And I'm basically, I'm creating my own universe. They're work in progress, and I'm painting in rotation, not just on these paintings, but also on other paintings. Yeah, and what kind of universe is this? Well, I'm defining it, you know. This says, usually I'll paint the letters and they say the word Seak, or they're like from the word Seak, from my artist name. S, small e, but also a large E, A, like a small a, the K. And from this, like I paint them single letters or connected, or you know, theoretically also I have other forms which I kind of developed out of my style. I'm painting in this style since beginning or mid 1990s. My first published drawing is a painting, also a ship, not a spaceship or a letter spaceship, but a ship of the line, German ship fighting the invaders when I was 8 years old in 1983, trying to tell the adults what they should do, fighting against the Zog system. Yeah, so ask an 8-year-old. But yeah, so anyway, so the word Seek has maybe that energy to self-destruct the liberal anti-white system, you know, the pendulum, because Seek goes and to the left or to the right, depending on when you see it. Then pendulum goes in the other direction. Of course, otherwise, you know, we call it the frogs in the bucket, or not in the bucket, on the oven, in the water, in Wassertopf, where it's like getting hotter and hotter and the frogs don't jump out. Yeah, but yeah, so yeah, this for example looks already finished, but it is still work in progress. Of course, if Elon Musk shows up with a wagon carriage full of money, I would probably, I don't know. So what is the kind of universe? Well, this looks already detailed and good, but in terms of details, it can go much more detailed. So my universe, and when I don't know what I should do, which often is the case, because I'm also lazy and don't want to think, I'm relying on, okay, let's make it more mechanical, let's make it more technical, let's make it more like a used machine, like let's say, imagine a caterpillar or a construction place vehicle from the 70s or 90s or 80s, still in use in 2026. I like this aesthetic, but I'm fighting against windmills here, or let's say the average master scale modeler, family father at home sitting and weathering scale model diorama, World War II, super cool tanks, Panzer 1946, Luft 1946 scale modeler. It's probably better than me. So I'm a humble student in a way. Though I became famous in the graffiti world worldwide in the late 90s for my style and for this style and for this technique and the mixing of it, the mesmerizing. Yeah, but that's part of being an artist. Is you're never happy. You always want to grow. You have your. It doesn't matter what role people are playing. You always have other artists and creatives as role models or as people which you more enjoy to watch their work. I mean, you can tell me nothing. It's not what you tell to your clients or collectors or to the art world, of course. Usually then people are coming up with mentioning just other artists which are long gone and long dead but have a high name. And then usually it's those artists who from the name trigger the collectors onto liking the actual new artist, the guy who's telling it. But while pretending to be authentic. That's the usual game plan, so yeah. Anyways, it's raining outside. And that's usually the perfect day, like every day, doesn't matter how the weather is, for painting. I started, for example, these paintings here in 2010. And since then they're in work in progress, and at no point I thought they would turn out like this. And most of my stuff is online, is deleted. But also I'm like an internet boomer when it comes to tech and all this geek stuff. So there's probably stuff online where you can see these paintings in older versions. So you can see the progress. The word ICH, it represents the age we are coming in. It will be icy, especially for whitey, because we become minority, and then we will fade away. Because that's what the people in power have in plan for us. So it will be icy. Anyways, I'm trying to not talk about what's happening right now all around the world. I just want to talk about the art interpretation or perspectives, how to read art in a non-mentioning what can't be mentioned here on YouTube because it's owned by certain people type of stuff. While without doing or talking just NPC stuff. So let's talk about the technique, for example. It's painted with spray cans, with brush, with marker, with fine liner. It's painted with fingers. I taped some of it, some like hand taped stencil in a way. Here's marker also. Airbrush is also a little bit there, but far less than people think. Trying to collect as much different aesthetics and styles and from myself in the same painting, which I usually do with a lot of paintings. Also techniques and flavors. That's the beauty of painting over many years. This is like the 16th year this painting is in progress. So there's lots of progression levels also included in the same painting and different vibes and moods. So yeah. This is how the backside is. It's really heavy. You know, this comes also with the. It's not just the canvas; it's also all the paint which is on it. Here you can see some of the background, and it comes in layers, of course. Lots of layers. So and I did it all by myself. Lots of work, of course. Yeah, super detailed. But in a way, also NPC, because there's no runes. It's just universalistic. I mean, also like let's say a conservative EU appreciating anti-white milliardaire would hang this painting without hesitation. I mean, if I'm so with my standing or my political or my societal or my opinion I'm having now or being awake now, I was already as a child and as a youth too. I should upgrade this also with some runes, which reflects pagan white identity before the occupation religion structures, aka the proto-Bolsheviks from the desert came. So yeah, here's another one, which, yeah, then you tell me what you think. Again, it's like the word ich in Germany, it's like ich, it's ich. It means like myself, I am, you know, it's like the German word for I. And the English word I is the German word from the sound, it's the German word for egg. It's, yeah. So language is all connected. This has a medieval look, or like a church medieval look. I'm pro Odin, so hail the ancestors. But there's all kinds of subtle nudges and suggestions in it. Yeah, so in a way I was always trying to paint my work that it's interpreted in different directions. But it means also because when you paint a lot and you paint fast and you have your own style and you paint it from hand, it's difficult to paint or integrate identity symbols or anything. And with the Seak style, it says the word S, you know, like. And here's the small e, that's the small a, and that's the K. Yeah, 2010-11 I started this, and it's in work in progress. And it collects itself. It's also like a toy box, you know, all the toys you have when you were a child. You put them all together. And then I don't know, but the association, it's like, it doesn't matter maybe what I'm thinking. It's the question is what you are connecting with the painting and what you are thinking, because that's in the end what counts. You know, I have my own thoughts, why I do something, with training, getting better with my style, keep on keeping on, even when something doesn't look as slick as I would love to having it, and how good it is, because it's I'm in progression. I keep painting and then say, okay, I leave it in as a charismatic element, and then the same object or type of object, it's because they are letters, S-E-A-K, except the I-C-H thing and some other letters here, like the word yeah. I repeat them in different styles, so I'm trying to get better in my style, you know, and with having no layout and putting them all like this, then there is a subconscious matrix or intelligent matrix being created where which has its own logic and its own psychological effect. So I have this theory that my work helps the people thinking and realizing things, and a certain intelligence is transformed, which happens on a subconscious level, you know, because there's nothing planned here. There's no studio department here having planned everything for marketing reasons, this, that, and then it's just put in scene or in the limelight of that it looks like art and looks like spontaneous. This has just happened like this. Yeah, so this is like the other paintings, a mixture of all kinds of aesthetics. This style, I developed it in sketchbooks. I told this already a million times. But it, in reality, where I've come from, I painted this in, where I would say I have this size, like I'm like, they say, well, I'm more like 6 foot, 6 inches, like this, like 1,83,4 von 1,90, so like 4 meters or something, and that would be like a nice large piece, you know. Painted something like this, for example, in Mexico, in Guadalajara, in 2007 or 8, something like that. Or like a large style in Minsk a few years before, during the meeting of styles. So painting it like this is like a perverse miniature. It's completely, it's like masturbating on a toilet. I mean, I don't want to diss myself. I mean, I just did, but it's this could also be like a nice wall. Let's say I'm painting. Why should I paint a wall for many years just to have then one time a video documentation about it? And then but I could also see this canvas in a much larger size. Yeah, that's it's all details. I mean, one thing I know is I won't start any new small canvases. These are, I would say, medium canvases. In the future, just at least this size, or maybe even usually larger, because to have a rich oeuvre. I have this is called the Best Feeling canvas. It's basically, it has a vulva effect, you know. So yeah, it's from, I don't know, 2010, 11, something like that. Yeah, that's a good thing. Demography is changing here, so which is a bad thing. And depending, and I want to have children, you must have some German women for that. And then the question is, how long I will stay in Germany? How long is it safe and reasonable living here? Also in terms of taxes. Because if I would start selling my work on a larger scale, I would feed this system and basically finance my own, that they breed us from the map. So literally, if it would work for me, as in wenn es laufen würde, let's say in Germany, if it runs in Germany, then I probably must relocate into Switzerland just for tax reasons. Then I would probably would donate things, but anybody who has financially can leave Germany and is a peak performer should leave Germany just to drain the system. And as long as they're using the system for social welfare, I think it's necessary to put in a legal way, of course, to make sure that the system must there's no money for the system, so that's the point. So it's just like fucked up, but This is also a small a. Bow, body, whole, lower thing, you know, it's like a small a. This is a small a, this is a small a, this is a small a, this is a small e. Okay, small a, an s. Yeah. If you have any ideas, suggestions, wishes, yeah, drop it in the comments. Or let me know. I'm always interested in inspiration or ideas. Yeah, this is also the back sides are always they're like at least as equal good as the main side, the former main side. Also work in progress. Yeah, what else should I say about my work? Why are the paintings so, in Germany we say dicht, means like there's like so much, it's so packed. Maybe people should go onto the egg and make children. Or in the word packed is also phonetically the word act, but also AC, which is like the Kronzeugenregelung. Like AC 31 is like a paragraph in the German law which gives people who snitch on everybody a special right, I think, to then go free or to have a lesser punishment or something. And see, Claus Winkler suggests maybe like to tell on other people or not tell on other people. So maybe it's like it's crazy, no? From the word compact or you know. A pact is also like a band of brothers or like pirates. A pact. So when Germany would say dicht, you know, why is it so dicht? Means like D-I-C-H-T, means like there's everything pressed into a painting. When I want to show what I can do, I want to create like a really, like a masterpiece. Not in terms of how the liberal CIA-financed art world sees artwork, which is artificially then declared to be exclusive and backed up with CIA money. I'm talking like real quality art. Also because I don't have a gallerist or like a social proof system which backs me up. Or maybe because I like painting and I don't have so much canvases, or canvases were so expensive or paper. So you make use of from what I have. I want to create depth and multiple layers. It's all reasons for why it's so say that. Well, there's so much going on here in the paintings. Create quality, like for example, also when I was a child, I could identify good and bad illustrations of something is bad or good painted. Of course, you always idolize your own works, but you also know who's better or who is more optimal or stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. Good question. Yeah, because also maybe I'm reflecting or pacing something. I don't know. There's always patterns why I'm doing or why people doing things which are very indirect. And then usually it's not just one thing why they're doing it. It's multiple things, which is also crazy. So it's like then you have like what AI sees, which is totally different, and they're all kind of valid. You know, it's kind of so at one point it's like the question on how many reasons all lead to the same thing, which then creates a decision, maybe. I don't know. I was now the question is in the room in a way. This is a large K, by the way. I think I started here with the K because I didn't want it to have the K, so I don't know. Often my K looks like, okay, that's okay, but the other letters are more the foreground, and here it's the K that's the star of the show. Yeah, still the question, why are these paintings so packed and so full with things and elements? Yeah, so maybe impress, like, but you could, once it's declared valuable by some museum, then anything has value, because then so the laws of brands are having the grip on the psyche and everything. So, like, one reason is, but this is like all blatant reasons. My work must be good without someone else having to tell people that. But then you have in the art world a barrage of, or like a plethora of people who then using that, turning that in a satanic way around and declaring that then the reason for that this painting isn't like this, blah, 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 It's like the playing game with words and meanings. Anyway, so let's from a bit far away here. Huh? So I painted the Ich word also to give people who are not so much into art or my style or the Seak styles, giving them an anchor point on the ego trip that they also can have an experience what I experience when I paint a Seak style, like this kind of like ego boost, or that hype them up or give them a great vibe. I don't know if that worked. Plus, my original plan was paint lots of those paintings, but I didn't know how much time it takes, especially when you have some kind of Anspruch, when you have like a responsibility or a thought for yourself to come up with a certain quality. Completely underestimated that in ways beyond I can put it in words. It's like 16 years later, I'm still working at those paintings and all those other paintings. So the paper pieces I did just to get on that level, to then let the other paintings also look good, and I can have a higher painting quality with works like these. They're also still work in progress. It's like, yeah, that's like there is like a heuristic or something which says, just watch it in a YouTube video, that the more time you have for work, the longer the work takes. Well, in an artwork, of course, you can paint like super dope paintings or almost like sketch-like with a few brush strokes, and it looks great. I'm not talking, this is just one way of painting, and I'm really in anticipation for painting paintings which are then very simple, but I probably will like them equally as good as those paintings here, which is crazy. But if I'm talking too much or the way I talk is effing you up or annoying you or anything, please consider that AI and other artists are reading this, and the KIs or AIs from other artists or structures, or the system itself is reading it and then using it to sell works like these from other artists or anything, or maybe creating the same kind of art, putting me out of any hope. or so the AI said to me I should talk like in miracles or on not finishing sentences and talking in this and that direction, just so that that the AIs who are reading me are basically confused and I'm having problems to read what I'm saying, not understanding it, or I must also contradict myself. I mean, humans are contradictive in a way. Here I started to integrate a life rune. So filmmaking. We are silent together, nothing is said. I think I'll show this from the background also, maybe that could be fun. Yeah. It's here. Yeah, started it in 2010-11, and here in, is that a year? No, thought so. 2013. The first time I thought it was finished. Yeah, the ego gives credit. It's also part of seeing modern art. Look, this is modern art, as most people know it from the 50s and 60s. It's all CIA nudged to show the Soviet Union that the West is superior, and that was like really bad art, and then it's all artificially propaganda, and so. So now it's also to take away the self-confidence and the self-pride and dignity of white people and their culture. And now everybody can paint slop and everybody feels entitled to. It relates to what they learned from the system and things also. So, yeah. On the other hand, it takes lots of energy and effort and slow art to have stuff like this grown. And this is just the background or anything. I'm just putting it in here and we can watch it from there. Heavy. So yeah, it's the backside and it's growing. It says also Seak, S-E-A-K. These are sketches, I guess, from the beginning 2000 years or late 90s. Tape glued them into the painting. The spray can part here with the fat cap multiple times. I think that was from last year or the year before, but I think it was last year. Summertime. Oops. Yeah, this painting, I think it's 2000 or 2001, I painted this from the front side and then also from the back side, and then at some point I signed it, but then probably signed it again and again. Yeah, here. The first time I signed it as finished was in 2016, but this is already was there's this and other paintings. I think I forgot to sign them for years, and then I signed them afterwards when I did something and thought, oh no, I don't know, probably amplified my ego or something. Yeah, little did I know, and still not finished. I mean, for my taste, there's if some billionaire thinks it's finished and wants to fight with me, this is the painting and he has his money, so perfectly. Then I can have his money and it's good. So it's also something that it's a matter of if the painting connects with people. I can relate to people when they say, oh no, leave it like this, la-di-da-di-da. Because I've been also there where I saw something, and also from artist colleagues, when I thought, oh, this is so good, don't do anything more. Oh, and then you were like, oh, it looked better before, la-di-da. So I'm usually more a fan of the other artists than myself. But I can relate to if people like my work. It's part of the whole thing, and being conscious about this also keeps the ego in check. Because I was also in the past was challenged with me being an ego and being full of myself. While being scared, if people would finding out how much I'm an ego, it would project on them, and I would be then too much arrogant, and then it would backfire. So that's also the crazy part. I was scared that I get caught, and it was, yeah. What humbles me now is how fucked up everything is in the Western world. I mean, we can't talk here. We're not here on Signal. I'm not on Signal, but we are not here on Telegram. So, I like the saying, du bist nichts, dein Volk ist alles. You are nothing, your folk is everything. That's really a good reminder, because that also forces people, or at least people from my ethnicity, to think in hundreds or thousands of years, or 10,000 or 100,000 of years, in lineage and stuff. So, which is a good thing. It keeps me in check and keeps me humble. Not that I have a reason to be in ego or anything, because I remember when I was on Instagram again and saw what the other artists from all around the world, from all kinds of directions, are doing. ego death, ultimate ego death. It was, yeah, but this is the comprehend that, focusing on my own work, and I have so much stuff on my cell phone, old stuff, or maybe sometimes I stumble into new stuff from artists, but it's old stuff where I say I love the work from others. I have too much to work, so I can't focus on that. And a lot of other people also like my work, or love my work. And I know I was, for example, at the moment I'm working here on my house, honoring a pro-white activist and or integrant, let's say, honoring the system can frame me. My house here, the outside wall, it starts to function as a mirror for people, and for this I'm integrating lots of people from the worldwide, also German worldwide pro-white or right-wing movement, activists, however you want to call it. Also historical figures who are long gone. And the thing is, and everybody who's still alive, I contact them, or their organizations, or their lawyers, if they are at the moment, especially those guys in Australia. I could just reach them we are their lawyers. And I remember, or I know, when I was like super hip, or the hot new guy in the graffiti scene, and then in the late 90s and early 2000s, I was for probably 10 years getting lots of fan mail, like every week, or from all kinds of other artists, and also in forums they were talking about me and stuff. It was ridiculous. I mean, it was awesome, super. It's a shame I don't have all these things anymore. Could make a book with that. And that was you reckon this, and then you realize it's the normal. It's how it is. So and now I'm the older guy. Yeah, but the people I'm featuring here, they're all doing something for the greater good. I did just something with my art for inspiration, and of course, art has a huge influence on the psyche and on the people and on society, that is worth a YouTube series. But it's also, in the end, everything is like you do it also because you like yourself and everything, or you appreciate yourself. So if I'm talking here, blah, 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 and you're like, what should I say here? Anything I say here can be used by the state against oneself, by the system. Also, if they're plotting something, or it would be used by AI and other artists or commercial art structures. And they did that already long before there was AI, with people they hired. So what should I say here? This is more like a carte de visite. Visit card. I saw said it in the other video too. Yeah. So see you in the next video. Hope you enjoyed this video. It's a nice A with a long upper bow in orange. There you go. See you in the next video.